Give us knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and counsel. Give us piety.
Sunday, December 27. It's the Feast of the Holy Family. On this feast, the liturgy presents us with two couples with their child, or the promise of a child. Abraham and Sarah, Mary and Joseph. Then in the Gospel, two characters who were assiduous in the temple, old Simeon and the prophetess Anna. They are all God-fearing people. God-fearing people. This expression often occurs in the Bible more than 100 times. What is it all about? The expression covers a multitude of meanings and covers strong emotions, sometimes contradictory. Fearing God can mean fear of punishment, dismay, distress, horror. These are all negative. But fearing God can also lead a person to fascination, reverence, trust, worship. By extension, the fear of God defines one who is faithful and admires the greatness of God in a concrete way. The book of Proverbs says, "The fear of God is the beginning of wisdom." Or Psalm 2, "Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling." Nearly all the stories of Annunciations evoke these words, "Fear not." It is like Jesus walking on the waters, who is recognized by his disciples. "Do not be afraid, it is I." Thus, this expression fits well with the characters we encounter in today's text. Let us take a closer look. The first reading introduces us to Abraham and Sarah, to whom God promises descendants even though they are both advanced in age. Descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky. Sarah will conceive a son, and the child will be called Isaac, the child of the promise. Abraham believed in the word, and it was counted righteous to him. We read in the letter to the Hebrews, chapter 11. In the Gospel, Mary and Joseph are the very example of God-fearing people. 40 days after the birth of Jesus, they come to the temple to perform the rites of God's law, the purification of Mary, and the offering prescribed as sacrifice. For the poor that they are, 2 little turtle doves, we read in Leviticus 12, verse 6. The first male son is to be consecrated to God. We reread the story where Anne presents the young Samuel in the temple. He will remain there with the prophet Elijah. Her song of thanksgiving inspired Mary's own song when she met Elizabeth, the Magnificat. Now the Spirit had moved old Simeon to come to the temple at this very moment. He was waiting for the consolation of Israel. He took the infant Jesus in his arms and made this song repeated every evening in the church's liturgy. Now, O sovereign Master, you may let your servant go in peace, for my eyes have seen your salvations, which you have prepared for the peoples, light which enlightened the nations, and glory for your people Israel. The prophetess Anna completes the picture by singing the praises of God and speaking about the child to all those who were waiting for the deliverance of Jerusalem. In conclusion, Mary, Joseph, and the child return to Nazareth, where Jesus will grow in wisdom and grace before God. Today's feast invites us to pray for our families and those especially who are hard hit by this pandemic. May the Lord be their hope and strength. May He bring them trust and peace. Amen.
Give us knowledge, wisdom, and